What happened in our city last night and this morning, of course, is deeply painful.
Unrest in downtown Chicago as looters hit the loop.
More than 100 arrests overnight, with 13 police officers injured trying to stop the thieves and put an end to the violence.
Hour 7 of our continuous coverage that started at 4 a.m. this morning.
Guys, do you have a sense of it's safe in here, or are there still looters in here? They're checking out a call. We've seen a couple of folks running through here just about 90 seconds ago with batons in hand, the Chicago Police Department making their way through, reacting to a very active scene. A surreal Monday morning here in Block 37, a magnet for economic activity this morning, and they're telling us to leave, so we'll do just that. We're going to listen to what they're asking us to do.
All right, Chris Ty reporting there. Unsettling to say the least. We keep saying unrest, but this absolutely unruly behavior. You saw the smashed windows. And Audrina, for us, again, it's so close to home because this is really where we're located, our CBS 2 broadcast center.
Yeah, Chris is about 50 feet from where we're sitting right now on the other side of a few walls. So it's not just unsettling for us. It's unsettling for anyone who's waking up in Chicago, in the downtown area, the entire city.
We'll walk over this way just to kind of show you. This appears to be a portion of an ATM that may have been ripped out, electrical circuit board exposed. This thing ripped right open. It remains here. We bring you over this way just to show you again the end result of what appears to be additional looting. These are child-size Yeezy boosts lying on the ground. We got one shoe, the other shoe nowhere to be found. Walk over this way just to show you some of the scenes that I certainly remember after some of the most recent unrest. As we walk around the corner here, you can get a nice shot of some of the bridges that are up here, cutting down access to and from the Mag Mile. This was right out of the playbook of the recent unrest to try and cut down potential looting between Michigan Avenue, both north and south. Let's just keep walking over this way just to show you some of the debris that we're seeing over here in the streets. Plenty of papers, additional, look what appears to be some price tags over there. Some people just waking up to see what's going on here this morning. And as we walk down here, one of the things that really sticks out is some of these businesses, including the FedEx right here, busted into. You can see that window entirely shattered. Someone clearly got in. Debris inside the business there, strewn all over the place. Looks like a shirt in the foreground there as well. Those aren't easy to break into, guys. That appears to be some sort of double paned glass. Someone busted in there. Who knows what was taken in the process. Let's come back out this way to show you. This appears to be the other portion of the ATM that we might have seen over there. And of course, one of the businesses that I was talking about that's probably still recovering from the pandemic appeared to be shuttered. Well, it got busted into again. And that was boarded up, or at least a portion of it. That door is wide open as well. So this is the scene right outside of State and Lake. And just to paint a picture of sort of what this area is, it's a major stop for people coming and going downtown. Monday morning when people head back to work, presumably some of them actually going back to work, this is where they get off. And these are some of the first scenes that people will be seeing when they come back presumably to work, if they are coming back to work downtown. So guys, that's the latest here from State and Lake. Let's throw it back to you in the studio.
Jeremy Ross, thanks so much. We're going to go straight to Chopper 2. Jeanette Hudson giving us an update of what you're seeing out there.
Looks like a bomb went off.
It does look like a bomb went off. Right now we are outside the Best Buy on North Avenue near Clybourne, and we've been watching this. It was looted earlier, and now it looks like there may be more people back to try looting it again. Police are on the scene, though, and several more cars just pulled up. They were searching these two individuals that are leaning against the police car here. They've not made any arrests so far that we've seen, but again, few officers did go back into the building. We're not sure if there are still looters inside or not, but this is the parking lot. We'll widen out so you can see all of the damage that is done just on the outside of the store. I don't even want to know what the inside looks like at this point, but there are shopping carts out here. There's packaging, a lot of cardboard boxes, and all those packaging materials everywhere strewn across the whole parking lot. A lot of broken glass that we've seen, and just basically anything they could get their hands on, carry outside. They've just thrown it down wherever they wanted to put it. Right now, we are seeing a really heavy police presence. We were looking at the New City Shopping Center just a little bit further south of here. There were a lot of police outside the Dick's Sporting Goods there. It didn't look like anything had been looted yet, maybe just possibly a preventative measure, but there were 3 police cars outside there. And we did see more police making some arrests at the Apple store in Lincoln Park, that one at North and Halstead. There were 3 individuals that were arrested while we were watching that scene. So we're just keeping an eye on things here, but this is what it looks like on the north side this morning.
The downtown area, the Loop, up for grabs with looting, vandalism, and violence.
And things have escalated to a violent area right now. Lake in Michigan, that's where V-Win is for us now. A police-involved shooting happened there just a bit ago. V, what can you tell us?
Audrina and Ryan, in the midst of all this vandalism and all of this looting, Chicago police are now investigating an officer-involved shooting. I want to show you the scene right now. Like you mentioned, this is near Lake in Michigan. Right now, Chicago police have Lake Street between Michigan and Wabash closed off as they continue to investigate.
But if you are just joining us, we have seen looting throughout the night and into the morning, starting at 11:30 last night and still continuing as we speak. And you are taking a look at some of the damage that was left behind. It looks like the aftermath of a hurricane or a severe storm. This morning, we don't know what sparked this looting, but we're working to get you more information. I can tell you we've been following this very, very closely on social media. A lot of these videos, a lot of these posts do have the hashtag Black Lives Matter. We have to imagine that this was some sort of organized event, because when we came into the newsroom, our producers get in around 10, 11 p.m. And then the rest of us make our way throughout the night. We saw hundreds of people at certain points, hundreds of people throughout Michigan Avenue, throughout State Street, up and down from the South Loop all the way over to the Gold Coast, breaking their way into any store they want, breaking into glass and going in with shopping bags, their hands full.
As we continue to track the developments of the ongoing, I'm using the word unrest, but this is unruly, unacceptable violence and vandalism and chaos, mayhem. Anarchy might be too strong of a word, but certainly the Loop in the downtown area is completely out of control right now. And as we just saw from Jeanette Hudson's, it's spread to the north side. That's
the thing. This started in the South Loop at Polk and State. Now at 6 o'clock in the morning, about 7 hours later, we're seeing people at North and Clybourne looting there in that parking lot. Looked like a tornado had come through the city. So now we're going to go to Vince Girasoli. Actually, let's go to Chopper 2 right now. We want to get you video here. We're trying to find out. I'm listening. We want to go to Jeanette Hudson. She's going to give us an update about what we're seeing here from Chopper 2.
Well, Audrina, we were looking at that looting that was going on at the Best Buy near North and Clybourne. This is North and Halstead, just outside the Apple store, where we were hearing reports of more looters, and police are actually arresting 3 gentlemen right now. And we're watching this just outside the Apple store. You can see over here, no damage to the windows or the doors, but it's completely empty inside. This has been looted a couple of times, we've heard, and police are just blocking off North and Halstead at this point and arresting 3 males. We've been watching, we've looked at the other stores in this area, and one of the worst hit areas is, again, that shopping center with the Best Buy and the Ulta. We were looking at the parking lot just minutes ago, and there was debris everywhere. A lot of broken glass, a lot of trash, and a lot of just anything they could take from the store to throw outside. It looked like as Yasmin mentioned, it looked like a hurricane came through, and that is absolutely true. There was debris everywhere. So we're seeing that all the way up here on the north side of things. And as you mentioned, it's been across downtown area, along Michigan Avenue, along State Street, and even as far south as State and Roosevelt, that area as well. So we're just getting a better look at things now that the sun is coming up.
This is criminal activity that's going on, Audrina.
Yeah, some of the video, we saw lots of people grabbing merchandise, jumping inside a car, and then those cars pulling off with the doors still wide open.
The trunk was wide open with the stolen goods inside.
For sure. So we have Chris Ty. He is live for us in the Loop to give us the latest. Chris, what are you seeing? What can you tell us?
Ryan and Audrina, I want to show you what's going on here at Wabash Jewelers. As you said, we are right at Wabash and Madison, and this is Eddie who runs the store, where this morning at 6:30 you weren't envisioning having to put plywood up over your door this morning. Tell us what happened overnight, Eddie.
So we received a call. We could watch the cameras. We were watching the cameras. They were just breaking in and out. It was a bunch of people, like 100 people just coming in and out. So Tom, the owner of the building, he pulled out some more plywood and we started boarding everything. And I guess after we boarded everything, we thought that it was kind of like, again, it's kind of secure. Police was actually right in front of us here. And we drove out. 2 minutes later, they broke in again.
So they were here, they left, they came back, and now Sam, let's kind of take a peek in here if we can. Tell me, Eddie, how much did they take?
So far, we don't know yet. It's just,
Did you put it at hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands?
I don't know. I will say, I don't even have an idea of right now. The worst part, it's the watch clinic, which is on the back.
A different vendor, a watch cleaner?
A different owner. He got everything broke. Here, not that much, but still, I don't know how they did it again with the police right here in front,
Okay, Eddie, thank you. I want to talk to Tom here. Tom, can I grab you for a quick second? We just talked with Tom a minute ago off camera. He owns the building here, putting your mask on. We appreciate that. So many moving parts here, 2020. Tell me, your sense of the night where there was unrest, well, there was quiet, then there was unrest, then there was quiet, then there was unrest. You have video of people just kind of going back and forth. What is your takeaway from this 12-hour cycle as we hear sirens going off in the background?
To me, it just seemed like people had an opportunity to come and get free stuff. I mean, there was no major anger going on. I mean, there was one moment where I was standing out here and I pleaded with them to not go in the store, and they politely told me, that's all right, we're going in anyway, and asked me to move aside. So I went inside. But it wasn't, I didn't feel super threatened. They were here for a purpose, and they wanted to get what they needed to get done.
Courteous vandals. Did it seem?
It seemed courteous vandals. That's what it seemed like to me.
Did it seem coordinated? There's been a lot of talk about this not being a one-off.
When people were coming out of their cars, they had bricks in their cars. They had rocks with them. There were U-Haul trucks coming up and down the 3-4 hours that I was sitting here. They were stopping. People were throwing stuff in the back of them, and then those were taken off.
You saw people come equipped with rocks,
yes,
and they came equipped with U-Haul trucks to then take the merchandise that they were looting from these vendors.
Yes, and I also, this store specifically, I sat inside and watched the video of it, and it was the minute the police left this area, another group came through, and they beelined it right to this store. They weren't looking at other stores or looking in windows. They came specifically here. So it seemed as if someone called someone and said, hey, we just got stuff from this place, you can get stuff too. It seemed somewhat coordinated.
Jewelry is valuable, it's portable, and folks can move it. This morning at 8 a.m., the mayor's having a press conference. You had some thoughts about what leadership needs to look like in Chicago as we take a look again inside Wabash Jewelers. What's your sense on what has to happen now?
I think the leadership in Chicago needs to get with all the community leaders of all the communities in the Chicagoland area and sit down and discuss this and see what they can work out together and work as a group. I mean, the city is created with aldermen, and I think the aldermen and alderwomen can all get together and figure out a good solution that's going to make everybody happy. This is not there's not one way to make this thing go away. You can't over-police and think that that's going to work. You can't under-police and think that's going to work. This needs a big community effort from all the different communities. The communities that are feeling as if they are being forgotten about, which may be what's causing this. They need to be brought to the table, but everyone needs to get to the table and figure this out so that Chicago can be in peace again.
Tom, thank you. Eddie, thank you. I just want to show you something here quickly on the ground. This was last night. Here's the jewelry. Here's the remnant of watches that were stolen. And here's the story of this morning. Here's the hardware that they're going to try and put their business back together. First, we've heard of this coordinated sort of people showing up with rocks and bricks and U-Haul trucks to take the stuff that used to be in here and put it into their possession. Business owners, building owners calling for City Hall to take a more aggressive approach in changing the storyline of Chicago's summer.
Absolutely, from the South Loop all the way to the North Side. CBS 2's Vince Girasoli is live. And Vince, you talked to some of the shop owners affected by this latest unrest. One that we saw you earlier this morning caused you to get very emotional.
Yeah, his story is causing a lot of people to get emotional around here because he's such a pillar of this community. Still going to work every day after dealing with COVID complications, after dealing with his store being looted a few months ago, and his store today being broken into. Certainly more dramatic footage than what I can show you here, but that sign on the door says it all. Come in, we're open. The front door was open and it was smashed. I'm going to show you our car because when we drove by this morning, there were 4 young people who were surrounding the owner of this store, Al, and when we drove by with our car and pulled over, we heard one of them yell police, and they started hightailing it on out of here on divvy bikes. And I want to show you what our cameras captured, because at the corner of the street just behind me, and what we can see on our cameras is that one of those 4 young people, and they look to all be men, or at least males, was hit by a car. And as it was going through the intersection, that person eventually jumped off the bike and hobbled away. But when we spoke to the owner of the store, who neighbors here call him Al, his name's Abdul, he said that at the moment our car pulled up, they were threatening him with his life. Take a listen to what he told us.
Because when I was waiting here, they came by bike, 4 people by bikes. They said, get away, we have to go inside. I said, no, don't go. They said, if you not go, we will kill you now. So they went again in the morning now, as like I talk with you in the morning now. Then I went downstairs, I went in the side of the store, and they treat me, why you lie, you not like to let us go inside. I said, go, whatever. So whatever.
And you must have been frightened. They threatened to kill you.
Yeah, because they said, kill me, you kill me. If you not like to let me go, that 4 people will kill you right now.
Now, from the worst side of humanity to the best side of humanity, the pictures you're seeing right now are neighbors who came out to the store today to help him clean up, help him pick up the pieces, because they say this block, this neighborhood just wouldn't be the same without him. And there he is, 80 years old, recently had some deaths in his family, he's dealing with this for the second time, people breaking into his store, stealing things, threatening his livelihood, and he is back at work right now. He's here, and in part it's because his neighbors did their best to pitch in and boost his spirits. And you know, this is one microcosm, one story that we're hearing this morning, but there are many other small business operators who are hit for a second time. And also a fair number of people who've come out to offer their support to them. Reporting live from River North, I'm Vince Girasoli, CBS 2 News.
Now, these looters headed north at some point overnight doing all of the vandalism. They hit several stores in Lincoln Park, including the Benny's Beverage Depot near North and Sheffield.
That's where CBS 2's Lauren Victory has been assessing the damage there. She joins us live now. Lauren?
Good morning, Adrina and Ryan. Yeah, we have a lot of stores in this area, but it seems like looters were particularly focused on the Benny's here and the Best Buy that's next door. Now, a lot of it has been cleaned up since we've been talking to you from earlier in the morning, but I can tell you, it still reeks of alcohol in here, and that is from all the inventory that was smashed. Now, those robbers that came in here, they wasted no time. They smashed through the door of the rare and collectible section, pulling down $600, $700, $800 bottles. They also tore through the cheap mini bar section too, so no sparing there. The criminals ripped open every drawer around the cashiers. They tossed boxes and booze everywhere, and that's for the second time in 2 months, mind you, and that left management so hurt and confused that they have no desire to go on camera this morning. We did watch neighbors attempt to put a dent in the damage outside. One person was even picking up glass with her hands.
People are unhappy, people feel entitled. With this COVID-19, people aren't working. I just think it's a combination of everything. But the destruction for no reason, that's what I don't understand.
Something remarkable about that woman. She got emotional as we wrapped up speaking with her. She's both a victim and a volunteer this morning. Her family business in the Loop was destroyed around 2 a.m. She said she came to Best Buy to help clean up the TV boxes, styrofoam, and other debris because people did the same thing for her downtown. Now, back here live at Vinnie's, I want to tell you there is still a little bit of a head scratcher this morning. The management wants to know exactly how the looters even got in here, because if you notice, the glass on the doors in front here and the glass on the doors entering this Vinnie's right now is actually not smashed. So they're thinking that perhaps the looters pried their way in here, and it might have even been done with their bare hands. So another example of just how brazen this was overnight. I'm Lauren Victor reporting live in Lincoln Park, CBS 2 News.